Okay, we're going to look at writing a simple script to get historical data for any ticker. So what we're going to use here is we're going to use Claude AI, and then I also have Visual Studio Code, and we're going to connect that to the Interactive Brokers paper trading account. So in Claude AI, I'm simply just going to go in and say, using IB API, which is Interactive Brokers API, you could obviously switch that out for whatever API you're using. And IB in sync, write a Python script that gets it's the historical data for the ticker AAPL for Apple. So we're going to grab it for Apple. But we do want to kind of define, one, the settings for the historical data, meaning you're grabbing bars, so we need to just determine what size bar we want and for what duration. So I like looking at 1 minute bars. You can grab 5-minute bars, 10-minute bars, 15, 30, 1 day, 1 month. You can even get very, very small bars like 1 second bars and 10-second bars, at least with Interactive Brokers. When you're doing data polls with Interactive Brokers on very, very short bars under 1 minute, they do have rate limitations, so you're not putting too much taxation on their APIs. But with the 1 minute bars, you can grab a lot per second. So we're gonna say get 1 minute bars for the last day. We're saying, using Interactive Brokers API and IB in sync, write a Python script that gets the historical data for the ticker Apple. Get 1 minute bars for the last day. So let's go ahead and let Claude do its work. Claude is pretty fast at writing these scripts, so it's going to start writing it right away. One of the things I really like about Claude and a lot of the other AI programs like ChatGPT 01, they do label the code here, so you can actually see for each piece of the code they label what it's doing. Like here it says it's defining the contract, it's calculating the date range, it's requesting the historical data. So it does do a good job at almost outlining exactly what the script does with labels in the script. So let's go ahead, we're going to take this script, so we're going to grab the script or copy this script that Claude wrote for us. I'm going to copy that, and then we're just going to bring it over to Visual Studio Code here. I'm going to create a new file, new Python file, and we're just going to go ahead and paste that in. And we're going to save this file. And then we're going to say historical test. Save that. And then we can go ahead and, once we've saved it, we can go ahead and open it up, the historical test. It's not really, grabbing data historically is not going to show anything in our paper trading account here, so it'll all show up just in this Visual Studio Code window here. So let's go ahead and run that script. All right, so it grabbed the data and it showed the first few rows right here. So basically, in the bars, you can see it gives a date, a time, what the open price was, what the high price was, what the low price was, what the close price was, and what the volume was. What we can do is we can actually augment this a little bit. Like if we want to actually see the data, we could actually come here and we could go back to Claude and we can say, I'm going to say print all of the historical data. So not only do we want it to pull it, we want to actually have it print all of it. So what it will do is it's just going to take this script and rewrite the script for us, except for this time it's going to grab all that historical data, but it's going to print all of it for us. All right, so once we have that done, so now I'm just going to copy this new script here. Copy that, and then we'll bring it over to, again, to Visual Studio Code. I'm going to paste that in here. We'll save that file, and then we'll go ahead and open it and run it again. So the historical test. So this time when we run it, you can see that this time it actually printed all of the 1 minute bars for the whole day, which is quite a few. Obviously, a day consists of about 390 1 minute bars. And each bar, again, it has a time, and then it has the open, high, low, close, and volume. So this is, obviously there is a lot of things you can do. Almost every technical indicator you can imagine is calculated off of this information, off of bars, which is the open, close, high, low, and close, and volume. We can do a lot with this once we have the data. These APIs, at least Interactive Broker, can grab this stuff really, really fast, and they can perform calculations on a lot of this data really, really fast. So if you need to run a real-time calculation before you make a strategy within your algorithm, you can grab data and run equations on it pretty fast. If you're grabbing very, very long periods of time, then it may take more time. Sometimes I will grab data. I'll grab 1 minute bars for 6 months, and that equates to hundreds of thousands of lines. So it can take a little bit longer to download all that data and then run equations across, hundreds of thousands of lines of data. But still, it executes it very, very fast. So that is a simple way to get the historical data for any ticker. You obviously can grab this script in my script library, or you can just kind of follow the same pattern or prompt in Claude to get the historical data yourself. Thanks.